When you get ahead of God, that's building your life on the sand. So I have a message for somebody. If you get ahead of God, that's building your life on the sand. Say you really want something. So for example, you want to move house and you really, really want to do it. When you get into striving by your own efforts and get into doing stuff by your own efforts, that's getting ahead of God. And you're setting yourself up for calamity, because it says in the Word of God that there's a way that seems right to a man, but the end is destruction. And it also says in the Bible that there's two ways. There's a life that's built on the rock, and then there's a life that's built on the sand. And when the storm comes and blows against the rock, the house stands. But the house that's built on the sand will be destroyed, because when the winds come against the house built on the sand, and it has nothing to hold its foundation up, and it just gets blown away. So that's the works of the flesh, the sand, versus building your life on the rock, which is God, going through God. So if you really want something in life, say you really want a house, and you want to move somewhere different, if you just go by your own strength and your own efforts, then that's by your own strength. You'll have to hold it together by your own strength. You'll have to build it by your own strength. You'll have to do everything by your own strength. You'll have to work everything out by your own strength, pay for everything by your own strength. And then when the enemy comes in to destroy it, or there's some sort of calamity, you'll be destroyed. But if you just wait on God and you seek God, and you're like the persistent widow, and you seek God day and night, and you ask him for what you want, and ask and receive, and then you seek him for what you want, and you ask him to provide for you, and you ask him to reveal what's the best way to go, then he'll do that for you. And then whatever God builds, he'll defend it. Same with a spouse. Like if you just go running church to church trying to find a spouse, you just go church to church trying to find a man of God or a woman of God, and it's not the right timing, and you're just doing it by your own efforts, and you're going to end up with a counterfeit. You're just going to end up with a joke of a person, and you'll have to spend the next 30 years praying for that person. Or if you just wait up on the Lord, ask him for a spouse, and you wait up on him, and you seek him with all your heart, and you delight yourself in him, he'll send you the right person. I know all this from experience. Everything I have in my life, everything I have comes from God. Everything I have in my life, everything I earn, everything I have, all comes from God. I never ever went out of my way to seek things by my own strength. The Lord has given me everything I earn. And the good thing about it is that when God builds something in your life, when you go through him, he defends it, he protects it, he holds it up. And when the enemy comes in to destroy it, or other people come to destroy it, or, just even natural things come against you to destroy it, the Lord's there with you. That's the best thing about building your life on the rock. And many people don't understand how building your life on the rock works. All it is just going through God for what you need and want. God's our Jehovah Jireh. He's the Lord, our provider. We're not supposed to be independent of him. We're not supposed to be providing for ourselves. We're not supposed to be independent from the Lord. If you're in a relationship with the Lord, he wants you to seek him first. Then everything else will be added to you. So instead of striving, trying to do this or do that and wasting your life and then ending up at ground zero again, you need to get into a closer relationship with God. Seek him first above everything else. Then everything else will be added to you. That's the whole point of a relationship with God, is that he wants to give us good things. But there's a kairos timing for his good things. There's a way to go about it. And the only way to go about it is to go through him. You need to have a relationship with him. You need to be seeking him. You need to be keeping him first place above other people, first place above your family, first place above money, first place above your job, first place above your children, first place above, the opinions of other people. Keep God first place. There will be a fiery trial. When you first get born again, you'll go through fiery trials. You'll go through stripping. You'll go through processing. God will separate you from other people. All this is natural. It's when the Lord separates you to himself from all this other stuff and takes you away from all this other stuff you're into and separates you from everybody. And then that's when you start building your life on the rock. Once he strips you from everything else, then you start seeking him with all your heart, and you go through the fiery trials and you don't give up, then he'll add everything else to you. But there's always going to be a trial. You have to go through the fire first before the Lord can trust you. So if you're in a situation where you really want stuff and you feel like it's not happening for you, all you have to do is just keep seeking God, never give up, and then everything else will be added to you.